day 3 of my amateur diary vlog. Whatever this is. Terrible introductions. I'm feeling a lot of feelings today. But we have a washer and I think refrigerators, so that's something. That's good. That's good for my house. I feel like I should be more excited, the fact that I've moved here and everything, but I don't know. I don't feel the same way when I moved all those other times, like from the States to Central America to here. Maybe because, I don't know, I'm getting older and things are just affecting me differently. I will keep myself occupied with other things. Watch this one person that I like on YouTube, but they were saying that, like boredom is like the real killer. It's the real killer. And he's right. Idle hands. Like, I need to do something to, like, fucking focus on me. Because I tend to focus on everyone else but me. And, like, it all keeps coming back now, more and more, to, like, my own, feelings. And how I should, I don't know, cope or grow and stuff like that. And I don't know. I don't really think about my life in that kind of way. I don't really know what's gonna, like, happen. Especially, like, now, since the world is, like, so different. Like, it'll never be the same. The world will never be the same. And, like, I don't know how to feel about that. I always thought I don't know, I'd live through a war. If that's kind of, like, messed up to think about. But it's true. I always thought I would, like, live through a war of some sort. I don't know what war. Hell, even, like, on, a smaller scale of... I don't know how to explain it, but I always thought I would just, like, live through, like, some kind of, like, big war of some sort. Or noticeable war. And I guess, there was Iraq. But, like, I wasn't, like, super duper aware of that or anything like that. But there always seems to be some kind of, conflict that happens every generation. But this is like the Black Plague, bring out your dead kind of like scenario that I did not expect. Like, this was not on my plan for my existence. And, like, it's really just changed a lot of things. I'm not gonna, like, state my opinions or views on, like, the whole way. It's just, I know it's not going to be the same for anyone. For anyone, no matter what side you're on, it's not going to be the same. And I don't know, that makes me feel some sort of way. It really does. It makes me feel some sort of way. I mean, we're here in Ecuador, kind of, like, stuck. Because, like, we can't really go back to the States, per se. I mean, these dogs were hard enough to bring as is without the pandemic. And then, like, now with the pandemic, it's so much more harder. And so traveling has stopped. Wanted to go to Peru at one point, but that's off the table. Hello. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to really feel about the entirety of everything. Like, where I'm going, how I'm gonna, like, survive when I'm older. Like, I saw this person. This woman, elderly grandmother, she must have been a great grandmother at that time, in Antigua, Guatemala, and she was very old. She was native, and wore the native attire, and she was albino, beautiful. Like, but she was really old and still working. Like, she was trying to sell something. I can't, food. It doesn't really matter what it is. It was, she probably put a lot more effort into making it than, you know, she sold it for. And it was like this weird like moment for me because at the time the pandemic had not hit. It was just like people living their lives, and it was like such a weird like come to moment for me because like in the States like that shit wouldn't fly in a way like it's not so much in your face because the cops were there too. Like they were only allowing like the tourists to sit down, and none of the people who actually like lived there. They were trying to sell their wares and make like a living. Like I saw like women with like children and a baby carrying things on their head so perfectly balanced, and then they try to like set their stuff down to like have a quick rest, and the police are like, nope, gotta keep moving, just keep moving. And I feel like that's what sometimes South America is like, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. That I feel really lucky that in the States that we even have a sense of retirement. You know, like there's supposed to be an age of retirement. Here it's like, retirement? What? No, go work those fields. We need to make our dinner tonight. We need to make a living. Go do something. Like there's so many elderly people here. They're still like really able-bodied too, that are like just working in the fields, chopping down firewood, packing, packing their bags full of firewood, and then going, helping to build wells. Seeing people build wells was like a whole different thing. There was like OSHA would have been all over that. But here it's so different because nothing is regulated. I mean, you live off the land. That's what it is. You're native of the land. Why would you ask for anything? Like Peru is wanting to like crack down on coca leaves, not the chocolate, but the actual like the leaf to make, the drug. But they don't do that here. It's just like you chew on it and then like you have like some baking soda that's like the activator, and it gives you like it's like a cup of coffee or like a 5-hour shot or something like that. It's nowhere like near the potency that it's manufactured to be. And it's really used more as a medicinal thing over here, to be honest with you. And it's really cool. And I like that. And Peru is like, yeah, we're going to make that like no one can just like really sell it. You have to have like a license to sell it. And I'm like, I joke with someone like, so if I find it growing out here in the wild. So yeah, if I find the cocoa tree growing out in like the wilderness, am I supposed to like call the government and go like, oh, one's here, like come get it? No. And it's gonna piss off a lot of people over there too, because like I find out that the people who really use it are people who like actually work the lands and like live high up in the Alps and stuff like that, because they just chew it, and it like what it does is it apparently like allows the body to intake oxygen better, so like you feel better, you're more energized and everything like that. And they use that to like go from the mountain to town to sell their wares and then back up the mountain again, and they want to make that illegal. Like there's so many like actual like not Native Americans, what am I talking about, like natives, state mentality. There's so many like native and indigenous people over there that like do this, and it's like a part of like spirituality and other things like that. You can't stop that. That's like totally unfair. Like to find out how like tobacco was used over here was so different than it was in the States. Like tobacco is seen as like a big medicinal like thing over here. I mean, they still sell it, with if you like smoke too many of these, your teeth will fall out kind of thing, like kind of advertisements on the box. But then you get like the natural tobacco with like rosemary and sage and oregano, like and flowers. Like that's so cool. And that stuff is like, oh, sorry. There's a woman who actually grows it here, and she is like invited to many like ceremonies because like she blesses the food after the ceremony has ended and stuff like that. And it's like really powerful stuff. And And like the way that like it was used in the States, I mean, I sold it in the gas station. It was just like, well, you want some Newports, you want some Skyline hundreds, some Marlboro Red 72s, like unfiltered, like what do you want? You know, it was just like something that some object I sold. That, but over here, like to like I was I knew someone or know someone who whenever they like pick the tobacco leaves like from the plant that just grows here. They're like, thank you so much, and they never like strip the whole thing of it. They make sure there's some left. Like it's a whole thing. It's not like that in the States, and like I don't feel comfortable with like the government coming out and saying like, oh, we're gonna put a stop to like certain things. I get it, it's the coca leaves. I get it, it's the coca leaves, but a lot of people are not using it to like manufacture anything. They're using it as like a cup of coffee. In fact, like you can go over here to like Loja or places, and you can actually find like tea made from the coca leaves. Like it's boxed and sold in a store. This would never fly in the States. Like if I know, at least with my parents, like when I was growing up, and like my biological parents, if they saw that like on like that box, they called me a druggie. They'd be like, "What are you doing taking drugs?" Like, but it isn't a drug. It turns out to be an actual, like, really helpful medicinal thing. So it's very fascinating mindsets down here that I was really, like, shaken up to. And, like, seeing how different things are from the States and being here and then living through, like, the whole pandemic and seeing how, like, everyone took it, like, a little differently here. Than in the States, because like there's so much land here. I mean, look at all this land, and there's a lot more of it. Like that up there is like almost untouched. Like there's so much land here. Like there's people who like I never really wore a mask. I'll tell you that right now, because I never saw anyone on the streets per se where I was living. There was like blocks and blocks before I like actually met anyone, because we're like living by the river and stuff like that. That there's just no need. And so like it wasn't that like big huge thing like over here as it was, because there's people living in the mountains. What are they gonna do? Like a lot of them don't even have internet. Like I know this one guy, his name was Franco, and he like works in Vilcabamba, and I know that he just has like a little Nokia phone, and he doesn't even allow his kids to like go on the internet for like very long or at all. I don't think he has any Wi-Fi on his land, because like he is like a third generation farmer. And this guy has no other qualms other than to, like, grow coconuts and sell cheese. And it's dope. I love it. And they just have no qualms about it. They're not, like, I don't know. They're just not, like, up in arms as much as, like, other people that I have met from the States. That's all they want to talk about. I'm like, but you're here. What did you do yesterday? What did you eat? What did you see? That's what I want to know. I don't want to know anything about the States. If I want to know about the States, I'll just turn on the computer and then like scroll through like my news feed. You know, like I don't know. I don't know where I'm rambling. I guess this is a ramble at this point. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I guess that's the other part. It's like there's so much is different around here, and like I don't understand why I still feel so shitty. Depression doesn't matter. I guess like how pretty the land is and how great the people are around you and stuff like that. It's gonna hit you either way you like it or not. Like I went on this app the other day. I'm not gonna name the app because it's like kind of obscure, but also really like used. Like I don't know how to explain it other than that. But they had this like poll on there, like, have you ever experienced depression? And so it's like, of course, hasn't everybody? And I clicked like yes, and it was like it shows you like the results of the poll. Like only 39% of the people actually said yes to it. And it was like a moment for me. I'm like, oh. You mean everyone doesn't feel like this shittiness? Like, this isn't like normal? This is the norm for people? Well, color me surprised. Only 39 people. And I like was like the one that turned it into like the 39%. So it's like before that it was like 38. I don't know how to feel about that. But, mental health is like no joke. Over here, like, it's not so prevalent because people are, I think, a lot more focused on family and other things like that. At least the natives that have grown up here. The other people who, who expats who come here or from other places, and I don't know how they feel about it. I don't know. There's so much more I could say, but like this is already getting long. And like I said, I'm a storyteller and I could like go on forever. But I'm not gonna do that because this intro section has been super long. Alright. Peace. And here we have the beautiful, not brand new refrigerator, slightly used, as you can see from the dent down there. And we're trying to figure out how to level this thing out. Fun. But it's really nice. A lot of space. Taller than I am. Much taller. Oh, whoa. Didn't even get to see in here. Okay. That's kind of dope. No idea how that works, but feels like a McDonald's like playhouse. Well, that's really dope. I hope I can like reach into here and fully utilize that. Oh, and yes, the marvelous, the spectacularly new stove that we have no propane tank to because the other people took it. So I think there was like 2 propane tanks here and they took both of them. So not my cat. However, this was the old owner's cat. It's a sibling pair. The other one has like a great amount of hair. Pretty. This one's got pretty markings too. Look on the feet. Hi, kitty. And meow. The cows grazing off in the distance. It's been pretty peaceful today. The chicken, which is clearly not a fan of me, stalking it from the porch. No, it's gone off into the over there. I'm not going into the rain though. Super pretty. Cedar tree. You know, when it's sunny, but when it's rainy, boy, does it rain. That's why it's so green here. Oh, terrible lighting. Kinda better. I thought I'd film this, and it's a little dark, but I wanted to capture the pink in the clouds. So when I change lighting, it kind of goes away. Takes away that magic, but gosh, how pretty is that? And over there you can see the mist. We're like in the clouds, baby. I think that is so neat. We are about to get a wash machine. It's gonna go right there, and it's gonna be Boss. This is Falafel from UFO, United Falafel Organization for Vilcabamba. They're very good.